So again, thank you for being with us. Now we have head coach of the Trinidad Tobago men's team, Dwight Yorke. We go straight into questions. First question from Mr. Yorke.
Coach Yorke, journey into Jamaica, you were at your second capital. You played against a local team. What is your analysis of tonight's match?
Yeah, I thought it was a good game. I expected it to be competitive, which it was. Again, another opportunity to see two close. Jamaica is obviously ahead of us in the ranking. Our target was to try and match them to see how far the gap is between the two teams, and we are fairly confident in terms of the outcome of the game, although the results doesn't gone our way. But I thought it was a pretty decent game from both sets of teams, and it was enjoyable to watch. Although we didn't win the game, but what we came here with the intention of trying to, I thought we had some really good moments in the game as well.
All right, next question, Alvin.
Yeah, based on this game, could you all set for the second game in terms of how you assess this game?
Yeah, listen, I mean, we know we came here to play two games, one here in Montego and the other one in Kingston. We haven't got a lot of time, turnaround time. We won't do all of it. We're going to go and review it, look at the options. But as you can see, the rotation of subs, that's always going to disrupt. We need to look at players and the opportunity to look at players and see where they are in terms of the level that we're trying to raise our national team to compete against these teams. But yeah, fairly happy with certainly the way we performed tonight, and the competitiveness and the attitude from the players. I couldn't fault them. Of course, the results, people is going to look at the results and think, but we have a bigger vision in terms of where we're trying to get to, and we continue to build, and this is a really good stepping stone for us.
Next question.
Okay, Coach, you are someone who you've played in Europe. How do you feel knowing that Trinidad in and of itself is growing its national league due to COVID? I was told that you guys haven't returned to normalcy. How important is it for you to get your players from abroad to be able to play, and the local players and your league?
Well, first of all, and this is not about me. I understand that I'm the head coach of this team, and the expectation around, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but around everyone, is looking with open eyes, and that comes with a certain responsibility. I do embrace the challenge, and that's what my players is expected. We are expected to improve as a team, and that's what we're doing. We're building from the previous managers in terms of what they have done. We had an opportunity to look at some of these players that we haven't been able to see. We got another probably 8 or 9 players who's joined us that I've never seen before. So again, that's an opportunity to open the window, so we make sure that when that final selection comes, that we've been able to have a look at all the players and not let any stone unturned. So for us, as I said, it's not so much the results, although the results is important, but it's about the bigger picture in terms of make sure that we can assess all the players that when we come to selecting the team, that we got a very strong outfit.
Coach Yorke, your team seems to be very good in terms of attacking one half. It went in the third, but in that today, it fell short in terms of creating.
Yeah, I think there's some. I think in terms of controlling the game and in terms of the system and the pattern, I thought we looked very solid at time, and we're taking the sting, and we really control, quite a few number of the minutes of the game. And I felt where we were lacking a little bit is in that cutting third, and I think again, it's an opportunity for us to see what they're capable of doing and know where we need to improve and keep building on the team. But overall, I'm very, very happy. I know the results. A lot of people are going to be looking at the results, but I'm very happy with the way our things have gone tonight.
Coach, you had an opportunity to meet with Clarence prior to the game. What was that like, being able to see him, and of course, the memories you had together?
Yeah, fantastic. I have a lot of admiration for Steve McLaren. He's been an integral part in terms of the success at Manchester United when he was there as one of the coaches. So my affiliation with Steve is nothing but admirable. We're delighted to have him in this part of the world, the experience he brings, the know-how. And I've learned 1 or 2 tricks from him. I was hoping to get one over him tonight, but that didn't the case. But I realized that it takes some time to close the gap on him, and this again give me another opportunity to come up against him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, good evening. I'm James A.T. Shimabia and BBC TV Jamaica. My question to Dwight Yorke. was it like to be transition from being a player to a coach, and knowing that you have the experience of being at the 2006 World Cup, and now you are prepared your next generation of footballers for North America 2026?
Well, listen, first to begin with, it's a real privilege. I didn't see this kind of happening, forthcoming as this quickly. I expected to kind of happen once I decided to go down the management transition, as you call it. To me, it wasn't really a big issue. I just had to make the commitment, make sure I, cross the T's and dot all the I's. Now I've done that, I'm really focused. I had some experience in Australia, so that really put me in good stead. But coming into the job is nothing that I didn't expect. I expect the challenge. I expect my players to be challenged. And certainly the experience as a player, I think somewhat that will certainly help me going forward. But where I used to influence the game as a player, I no longer have that ability to do that. I have to influence the game on the side of the pitch as a head coach. So hopefully that would be the case. The experience I've gained as a player, certainly as an international player as well, will then pass that experience on to some of these players. But we need to build, which is what we are doing. We got some young players, exciting time for Trinidad and Tobago football, and hopefully that will be the case come next year.
Due to time, we have time for one more person. Go ahead.
Let's come back to that topic there. Other people in Jamaica would say that look at the JPL and see Harry Harper. There's nothing between that team. Other people are wondering what is happening. A wonderful tournament, the Caribbean Club Championship in Cavaliers, we're not about the JPL.
Listen, we are football men. We make football decisions. We're not going to get all decisions right. We have a bit of selection of players to look at. I suggest that any player who's probably think that they've been overlooked at this point in time, we had, in the 3 times or the 3 meetings since we have met up as a unit, we had multiple amount of players and still haven't been able to see all of them. They're some of the foreign players that I've not even been able to see. So he's not alone. So my message is to every young players out there is to keep them head up. This is we're on a journey. The journey doesn't just happen one night. It's going to be a year, hopefully a year journey of trying to reach the World Cup. And these guys, if you're available and you're good enough and you continue to do what he's been doing, there is only so much one can be overlooked. So my job is to try and select the best players possible. On this occasion, it probably wasn't meant to, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to be looking at him. So, hey, if anybody needs to be blamed, I'll take full responsibility for that. But I'm in that position at the moment.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Dwight, thank you.
All right.